just thinking about Detroit and getting a call from Coach Campbell. I mean, he was super excited on the phone. I felt the energy through the phone. And then Aaron Glenn gave me a call. He was, hey, man, we're building something special here. We want you to be a part of it. And when I got those two phone calls, man, I'm telling you, being in Philadelphia for so long, each year I would get phone calls or opportunities to kind of, see what was out there, interest from other clubs, of course. But when those two guys reached out to me, it felt good. It felt right. And I was happy to be a part of this, and I couldn't wait to get here.
In a lot of ways, he's the same because he's a hard worker. He's highly competitive, and he's a high character man. That's the reason why I'm here, because of Dan Campbell. I've all this respect in the world for him. Watching him as a player and grow and develop into a coach and now a head coach, I couldn't be more excited to be here and serve him as his offensive coordinator.
I'm not an ex-player, by the
way. One of the few, I know.
Believe it or not, God, I wish I did. The thing I'm most excited about, honestly, is getting here and having a chance to work for Dan Campbell. I mean, he's an unbelievable guy. He's put together an amazing staff, Anthony Lynn and AG, and all these guys, and then just a bunch of great assistants. Today we were downstairs talking and getting to know everybody, and it was incredible listening to everybody's stories and all that. So I'm thrilled to death to be here. Obviously, there's a lot of talent on this roster, especially on special teams. Those guys played at a high level a year ago, and I'm excited to work with all these guys. I'm really fortunate to have this opportunity and feel blessed to be here, and obviously to work for this organization.
You just know that type person that he is, he's going to bring in the right guys. And I think he made this statement saying he thought about the person first before the coach, right? And it just so happened that every coach that he brought on are damn good coaches, right? So that just speaks of the integrity of him. What he thinks about first is person, right? Because this is a relationship business, right? He's done a good job of doing that. So, man, he's going to do great things in this league, right? And I'm going to continue to learn from him.
I love the staff that Dan's putting together. Good people. I believe to have a good staff, you have to have good people first, and they just happen to be damn good coaches. So I'm excited to work with this staff, offense, defense, and special teams. I know that being a former running back and all, that narrative kind of has followed me as being a ground and pound guy. And yes, I have rushed for a lot of yards over the last decade, but I believe in this league, the defenses are too good to be one-dimensional. You have to be balanced in your attack and your approach, and that's going to be our intentions. But at the end of the day, we just want to win damn games. And so if we got to throw it 50 times, we will. If we got to run it 50 times, we will. But we want to just focus on winning. I think DeAndre can be a three-down back. I like his versatility. I think there's some things we could do with him in the passing game to get him a little bit more involved in that. But I'm looking forward to working with this young man. We have to keep him on the field, and I believe he wants to be on the field. So we'll find someone else to go with him. But I'm excited about what I saw on tape.
DeAndre is a kid that I've been watching for a long time. He's a Philly native. Been able to go out and watch him in high school. He was super talented in high school. Of course, he's super talented now. Our security, Dom, Big Dom, we call him, was friends with his dad. So he knew there was a special player out there. He was like, hey, man, this kid here is pretty special. I want you to ride out there with me. And I did. Had a chance to go out there and watch him. He doesn't know it, of course, but it was good to go out there and see some high school football.
What'd you think of him when you saw him?
He was awesome. He was awesome. I mean, he was able to do what special players do on that level, and that make everybody miss, including the referees. So, I mean, it's good. The most important thing for the running backs, in my opinion, and Aylin would kind of harp on it a little bit more, but you got to protect the passer. That's the most important thing, and I take pride in that. I take pride in making sure our quarterback doesn't hit the ground, and that's the most important thing for me. You can be one of the most talented runners out there. You can be the most talented route runner out there, but if you can't block, you can't play for me. Point blank, period. So we're going to start there, and that's how we're going to end it.
I think the offensive line on the offense side of the ball is the deepest position. So it will be an emphasis to run the football and run it efficiently, because I believe the more ways you can run it, the more ways you can throw it.
All right, thank you.
Sure. We could use a little more depth at tackle, but I like the guys that can play inside. And Decker's, he's one of the top left tackles in the game, and the center Frank, like you mentioned, outstanding football player. Met with Jonah Jackson today. You know, he's a young, up and coming stud. So I'm very pleased with what I've seen so far with the offensive line.
I think Dan said it. All right, Dan said it that the players looked, I think, confused. I think with no confidence. And the one thing that we have to do, we have to change that narrative of the players, of their thinking, so they can go out and play with confidence and get them to play fast. And what we're going to do as a staff is make sure that happens. That's our number one job, right? Get the players playing fast, get them confident, right? And let those guys let it loose, right? We don't need a lot of thinking out there. We just want the guys to understand what's my job, right? Where my eyes got to be, coach, and what I got to do, all right? And they're going to go out there and play fast and play with confidence. So that's our job, to make sure we let that happen. We're going to be multiple, all right? And in saying that, right, we can be 4-3, we can be 3-4, all right? So I don't want to sit back and just say this is who we're going to be without making sure we have a full evaluation of who we have. Right, because the number one thing that we're going to do as a staff is we're going to make sure that it's not scheme them players, it's players making sure we fit them to a scheme, right? And that's our number one goal, to make sure we put the players in position to be successful. You get to grow these guys as pups, all right? I'm excited about that, right? Jeff Okuda, first-year player, all right? Amani, right? Young player, right? Even the two safeties that we have, right? Young players, right? I get a chance to mold those guys to exactly how we want to. I want those guys to play. I know AP is going to do a hell of a job in that situation.
You know, you got Muehlbach here and Prater. I mean, these guys are two pros that are just incredible. I mean, their careers really are amazing. Their stories, everything about these guys. I've reached out to them and talked to them. I think I did that on my first day here. Really, I have a lot of respect for them. I mean, these guys are great players who've done amazing things in this league. I've competed against them. And really have a high opinion of both those guys. But I think they're really special people. Obviously, I know their contract situations, or that's, you know, some degree of question there or whatever. That's really not my position, so I'm not going to give you any answers today. I apologize. I know you knew that, though. Yeah, I think really highly of both those guys, and we'll see what happens here.